And we have an all-American matchup here in quarterfinal number 2. Alessandro Barbieri of Portland, Oregon, the 16-year-old taking on Chase Blackwell, the 26-year-old out of Longmont, Colorado.
Chase dropping in on the right wall, starting things off backside 720 into the switch backside 7. Technicality is going to score high on those first 2 tricks, backside 900 into the front side double cork 1080. Chase Blackwell is the 7th seed, but you would not know it from that run. Cab double cork 1080 from the young American.
That was one of those runs that kind of built as he went along, and towards the end, it was really, look at this, 5 hits, 12.6 was the highest, 11 feet was the average across the board. So the 7th seed really shined bright on run number 1.
There's that backside 720 stalefish. Highly technical tricks up at the top of the pipe. I really want to get Connor Manning's mindset of what the judges are saying about those first couple hits. Connor?
The judges are really liking those top 2 hits. Blind landings on both with the 2 720s going switch. So very technical, though not very big spun. And then he gets down into the bottom and really opens it up with those 10s and 9s.
It was a very well-rounded run top to bottom from Chase Blackwell.
It was a strategic run, T-Bird, would you agree? I mean, I think he's got more in the tank, but I think he's playing this strategically. Let me get a solid run down now and then put the pressure on the young Barbieri.
Yeah, and if you think about what the judges are looking at, it's trick difficulty, amplitude, execution. He had it all.
So now the attention is on the 16-year-old Alessandro Barbieri. He put a lot of flair into the qualifying yesterday. Took down not 1, but 2 Japanese riders, and that is not something we have seen much of here in Aspen over the last 2 days.
Yeah, I really loved watching this kid ride yesterday. He is Electric City. Talk about a story for him coming in as the 2 seed, the first ever Snow League. How is he going to answer back to what Chase Blackwell just put down?
Youngest competitor here in the quarterfinals, just 16 years of age. I wonder if he does his riding at Mount Hood or Timberline. Where do you think he's getting his laps in?
That's a great question. I'm a big fan of Meadows myself.
There you go.
All right, so the goofy footer taking a moment, getting his wits about him.
Here we go.
He's going to be dropping in switch to the right side wall. Let's see what he's got. Switch backside 900 to start things off into the cab double cork 1080. There's the 14. He's landing a little low on that transition. Yeah, that's going to affect his amplitude just a little bit, but comparing that to Chase Blackwell, it's going to be interesting.
So what I want to ask our man Connor Manning there is he went for the 14 and he executed it not very high above the lip, Connor, but the landing was a little sketchy. Is he getting more points for that, or would he have been better off backing it down to a 12 and being cleaner?
It actually was a 12, Todd. It was a frontside double cork 12, so he backed it down to the 12, but I think his execution on this run was a little bit poor through it. The first hit, doing well, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take Chase on this one.
Yeah, the way he was winding up, that was on me. I thought he was going 14, but here you see it frontside double cork 12. And the energy with which he left the lip, in my head, I'm like, he's going 14.
Yeah. Now watch this. This is what I was talking about. Little hand drag, then he had to counter correct, get onto his heels, and carve out of it.
Yeah, he just landed a little bit low on that. There's the front side double cork 1080.
Is the truck driver the grab du jour or what? Everyone's sporting a truck driver.
It seems to be on trend right now in the half pipe.
All right, so Blackwell, Barbieri, both run. One run is complete in their quarterfinal matchup. The only All-American affair here.
The judges are definitely deliberating, talking about this one. I'm sure Connor's got all the inside info. So this is what we saw from Alessandro Barbieri. Switch 900, switch double cork 1080, double 12, a 900, and Double cork 1080. That is a mouthful, Todd.
And look how close this is. Blackwell gets the nod, 77.5 over to 73.2. So had he done the 14 Barbieri and landed it, I think we'd had a different story. But as it stands, that is what it is. Barbieri will have to win the next run.
Okay, so the athletes getting used to this new format here at Snow League, as evidenced by Ruka Hirano.
We have our first semi-finalist in Snow League, and his name is Ruka Hirano. Now we move on to quarterfinal number 2. This pairing is Chase Blackwell against fellow American Alessandro Barbieri. So we have America on America right now, as we just saw Japan on Japan, with Hirano getting the advancement. Now, remember, Chase Blackwell got the better of the first run, so we'll see how he plays this one coming in on rider's left.
Yeah, the first runs were extremely close. Start things off with a switch double back 10. Let's hope Chase Blackwell is okay there. Looks like he came up just a little bit short.
So Chase Blackwell takes a far fall hard on that first hit. He was coming in on the rider's left-hand side, and he hit that wall and came down. And so the medical staff here at Buttermilk Mountain in Aspen will get to him and evaluate him. The 7 seed is down in the pipe after having a great first run. We'll see how it plays out. We'll step aside. We'll be back to Aspen right after this. And this is a great sight. 26-year-old Chase Blackwell from Longmont, Colorado, able to come down to the bottom of the pipe under his own power. Won't speculate on the injury, but he did take a hard fall on the very first hit. So here's the situation. Ruka Hirano, he won his first quarterfinal matchup against Yamada. He is into the semifinals. We are looking at matchup number 2. That's Blackwell and Barbieri. That is the 7-2 matchup as far as seeding. And we just saw Chase Blackwell go down and take a hard fall. So, T-Bird, you think about it, Alessandro Barbieri, play it safe, lock one in because he's already down 1-0.
Yeah, we have not seen a third tiebreaker run yet today. Alessandro Barbieri can take this one pretty easy because I do think, unfortunately, Chase Blackwell's score is not going to be too high with that fall, and we might see a third run next round.
So now the 16-year-old from Portland, Oregon has an opportunity to really take control of this, or at least draw even with Blackwell. But he can't play it too safe, especially on that first hit. I mean, I got to think he's got to get the first 2 hits in the books, and then if he has a fall, it's okay because he'll have more. Connor, would you agree with that? That he needs more than at least 2 hits in this one, even if he does have a fall?
Yeah, listening to the judges, they still want to see something here because he's going to have to put something down.
So still not out of the woods just yet, as Alessandro Barbieri will drop in now on rider's left as he comes in.
Alessandro Barbieri dropping in. He's going to go backside 900 into the front side double cork 1080 and the cab double cork 1080.
But you see the height meters come down quite a bit from his first run.
Absolutely. Front side 900, backside air, grab it tail, and that's going to do it for him. He'll take this run.
You normally would not see a straight air in a run that would be a scoring one, as he checks on his fellow countryman, and that was a tough fall for Blackwell.
Blackwell right there.
As we said yesterday, to quote the great Travis Rice, you're going to take a beating in this sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to happen eventually.
And every once in a while, as unfortunate as it is, you get that stark reminder that this is high stakes. What they're doing is absolutely incredible and at times can be incredibly dangerous.
24-foot icy walls. They are launching 10, sometimes 15 feet out of that, and then bringing it back down with precision, trying to find a sweet spot on that wall to transition to the next one to do it all over again. Beautiful tail grab here, but that's a straight air. Normally in a competition, T-Bird, you wouldn't throw something like that in if you thought you had a chance of advancing.
Yeah, I feel like Alessandro Barbieri put down what he wanted to put down, took it easy down at the bottom, and he's going to be looking to
Alessandro,
that third tiebreaker
there on Chase King.
There it is, a 62 to a 5 away for Chase Blackwell, who's got a little of his DNA on the collar of that jacket. We'll get a quick check with medical before going back up, but it's just good to see him back up and congratulating Barbieri for the win there on that second run. So they will go to a sudden death throwdown tiebreaker on the third and final run between those two, because we have some breaking news. Medical has taken Chase Blackwell out of the competition for his own good, so the 7th seed will not get that matchup with Alessandro Barbieri for the third and final run to see who's moving on. Because of medical concerns, they are not going to let him go, and I think, T-Bird, that's probably the smart call.
It's the smart call. It's the unfortunate call. I mean, both riders have ridden so well leading up to this.